Hi everyone, this is Ms. S from Excelsior Charter School, and today we're going to be covering Geometry, Lesson 7-5, Proportions and Triangles. We're going to be going over these three theorems today, so make sure you have this information in your notes. To begin with, we're going to start with the side splitter theorem. So it says that if a line is parallel to one side of a triangle and intersects the other two sides, then it divides those sides proportionally. So what that means is that you take this side here and turn those two pieces into a proportion, piece 1 and piece 2. And then you can take the second side that line cuts into pieces and make them into a proportion. And again, part 1 on the top, part 2 on the bottom. And then you can solve the proportion for whatever variable is in there and you'll have your answer. The corollary to that theorem takes it a step further than triangles and it goes into parallel lines. And it says that if 3 or more parallel lines intersect two transversals, then the segments that are intercepted on those transversals are also proportional. So once again, very similar to the triangles though, you'll have these two pieces on the same transversal and they will turn into one proportion, and then you'll have the two pieces from the other transversal and they will turn into the other side. And then once again, you can use the cross product property and solve these for whatever variable you need solved for. And then our last theorem for this lesson is the triangle angle bisector theorem. And it says that if a ray bisects an angle of a triangle, and remember what it means to bisect is to cut into two equal pieces, so here and here, then it divides the opposite sides of the triangle into segments that are proportional to the two other sides. So what they've done here is they've taken the two pieces on the left, turned those into a ratio, and taken the two pieces on the right, turned those into a ratio. And remember, you always have to be consistent when you're making proportions. So notice they start with the top of the A and they start with the top of the B as well. Let's go through some of your homework from this lesson. It says use the side splitter theorem to find the value of x. So we're going to take both of these on the left-hand side and make them a proportion, x plus 1.5 over x, and it will be equal to the two on the right-hand side set up as a proportion as well. And remember, we have to start on the top on both of those ratios. Then we use our cross product property to solve for x. Remember to use the parentheses whenever you have multiple terms on either a numerator or a denominator. What you get is that x equals 1.5. Here's another one. It's a little challenging to read, but this one is the corollary to the side splitter theorem here, and we're going to solve this for x. So we're going to take the information from one of the transversals here and turn that into a ratio, and then we'll take the information from the other transversal and turn that into a ratio. We started with the left-hand side on that one, so we'll need to start on the left-hand side here as well. So x, and it will be over the whole thing, 24 minus x. And then we will use our cross product property and solve for x. And what you get is that x equals 9.6. And here's our last one. This one is the triangle angle bisector theorem here. And so we need to find the value of y in this triangle. So we're going to use the information here on the left-hand side, and we're going to turn this into, and we get 3.6 over 5, and then we take this other side over here and we turn it into the second ratio. And again, remember, we started at the top on the 3.6, we got to start on the top with the y. And then we will cross cancel these and solve for y. As I was doing that, I realized that I accidentally put a 5 right here, you guys, so I'm sorry, that was meant to be an 8. So I went ahead and figured all the rest of it out, and what you get is that y equals 5.76. And that's all, everybody. I hope you guys do great.